all of these things form humans' muscle cells. Neurotransmitters support biosynthesis. This is chemical energy in your hair. Fascinating, nerdy stuff. Hair is alive, it's active, and it's all responsible. It's all related to the things that you're putting in your body. So, yeah, just know it's really important to eat right and put that right stuff in. We're going to go to the next one. Can you all see this diagram? I want to talk a little bit about two things. This right here, this is a blood source. Therefore, if something's missing from your diet, if it's missing from your vitamin and nutritional source, it's not going to be in that blood source. And as you can see, where's that blood source? Right in there at the base of that follicle. So my clients, so people like myself that are anemic or low magnesium, what you will see is a thinner or brittle, almost, the hair just gets really paper thin. And so a lot of times clients come in and the shedding is just massive, right?
All over the ceiling.
Right, exactly. So the first thing I'm like is, are you anemic? Have you had your blood work tested? And that's something you can only find out about. Those minerals you can only find out in a blood test. So I encourage everybody, get a physical once a year and ask your doctor to check for certain minerals. I also want to talk to you about this gland right here. This is the sebaceous gland, and it produces the natural fat that your body makes. And that comes out in that follicle, and it protects that strand on its way out. Honestly, what I learned in the research for this particular product is that my clients that are low in vitamin D don't make enough oil in that sebaceous gland, so that hair tends to be extra dry. Don't let there be a mineral or a hormone problem on top of that. So all of this stuff is related, guys. You got to get that hair, you got to get that body as healthy as possible so that you can grow that hair. But if there's any imbalance in here between the blood and the fat, yeah, the hair is going to misbehave pretty badly. Let me go to the next one. There we go. Right. All right, we discussed this already. Low mineral, specifically low iron, low magnesium. I'm into fitness, and what I realized a few years ago when I started running was that after a few minutes, I would cramp really bad. I mean, mile and a half out, you're feeling good, and my legs was like, girl, no. But what my doctor explained to me was that magnesium helps muscles fire. And so because I didn't have enough of it, my muscles were just cramping up. So what I do now for my clients that work out, I tell them get a little bit more trace minerals in your water. A lot of my heavy sweaters tend to be low mag, so I'm like, yeah, I see it, and it'll be kind of shedding and a little bit broken in the front, so we address that right away with them. The second, I want to call pregnancy a disease. But pregnancy really affects the hair. A lot of times, I can tell when my clients are pregnant before they tell me, because I'm measuring, every time they come in, I'm measuring how much hair between visits, and I see them on about a 3 to 8 week cycle, depending on what we're doing. So when they're coming in, there's a little extra quarter inch, a little extra eighth. I'm like, but the flip side of that is that pregnancy is awesome. Like your blood volume increases, it like triples. You have all this extra hair, everything's growing, and then postpartum happens, and everything goes back to normal. And your blood is like, well, all right, we're out, and you start shedding all along. I've even had some clients where they'll lose about 1 inch or 2 of their hairline. Like it really breaks off really bad. So for them, I'm like, don't stop taking your vitamins. Please keep taking your prenatals almost till you're breastfeeding. Because you're leaching all your vitamins out. The baby is like, yes, I'm getting all this good food, all this good fat, all this good protein. Your body's like, well, you're not getting anything at all. A third thing I noticed, we talked about this already, was the under-eating. Ladies, we gotta eat. we were moms, we're business women, we're hairstylists, we're always moving. You've got to eat food. You gotta put the fuel in the body so that it can do what it needs to do, including if we're trying to lose weight, you gotta feed your body a little bit more, get your metabolism revved up. But if you're under eating, I found hair to almost get a grayish or a really light brown cast to it. So and in those clients, I'm like, please just eat, or it may even start to break off. Like we'll start to do cornrows or maybe some lightweight heat work, and the hairline's breaking down. So eat that food. Healthy. The fourth one is endocrine disorders of the thyroid, liver, kidneys, and pancreas. That is everything that has to go through your body has to go through those things. I've had a few clients with cancers in this area, a few with, like me, that have autoimmune disease. But I find that if the filtration organs in your body are out of whack, your hair will change drastically, like almost weeks. So I do encourage people, especially my diabetics, definitely wash their hair. You know, you'll see how you're doing, just kind of how your body is doing, like by your hair. We discussed autoimmune disease, of course, lupus, thyroiditis, multiple sclerosis too. I have a good girlfriend with that, and we went through some changes with her hair for about 2 years. So we kind of got her diet in control, and now she's calming down. The last one is cancer and radiation treatments. About, I want to say 4 to 6 months ago, I lost a client. And Miss Bernice had been with me for 12 years. But one thing I noticed with her, about 4 years before they found out about her disease, which was lung cancer, Miss Bernice would grow hair, and then every 3 months it would break off down to about a 1/4 inch. And there were just random little spots right in the top. And I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, Miss Bernice, you know this. And she's like, I know, just don't cut it off yet. So finally, I think maybe about 2 years before the diagnosis, her scalp started breaking out really badly. The hair started even thinning, like more profusely. I said, Miss Bernice, I'm gonna keep harassing you to go to this doctor until you actually do it. And finally, she relented and went. That's when they discovered she was diabetic. So they kind of got that in control for a little while, you know, metformin and all the other medications that they give you for that. And she was recovering. Like things seemed to kind of be on the up and up. And then about a year ago, we lost about 35% of all the locks on the top of her head. And I'm standing over her like, listen, tomorrow, call them, something's not right. I said, you're in treatment, you're losing weight, you're healthy, your hair should not still be breaking off like this. Well, a few weeks later, I got the phone call. It was, I forget the kind of lung cancer it was, but it wasn't the one that smokers get. It's one I guess you inherit. It was that cancer, and it had already metastasized to her brain. So we lost her about a few months after that. But unfortunately, she is the client that I talk about most when we talk about massive changes and abrupt changes in your hair. How you really want to pay attention to that. It's going to tell you, because of the blood source, we discussed that, it's going to tell you everything you need to know about how your body's doing. So let that be incentive, you guys, to take the best care of yourselves as possible. This is what we want. Ultimately, people really want long hair that they can kind of brush through and go through. Now, it's very specific. I want you all to see very specific about the models that I used in this picture. Because I know everything going on online and really naturally hair, naturally wavy, but more than 80% of us look like this. So I want you to all know that if you take care of your body, we can get you there bit by bit. Let me go to the next slide. All right. This is important to know. If you are not growing at least ½ inch of hair in a 4 to 6 week period, make an appointment with your physician immediately. Ask for total blood work, including a full thyroid panel with antibodies. That will tell you about autoimmune disease. Because if the hair is connected to the blood source, disease in the body will often give you a first alert to the hair. Also, they'll look under your eyelids. I had an episode about a month ago. I get ovarian cysts from time to time. And in the process of that, I was also losing a lot of blood, like on my menstrual cycle. And the first thing they did when I got in the emergency room was pull me down here. They were like, ma'am, you're completely white under there. That means your iron is probably like non-existent at this point. So they gave me prescription strength iron tablet, 325 milligrams. And I was like, okay. And then they told me I lost 1/4 blood. So I was like, oh, I think I better do that. Also, fingernails will tell you about how you're doing nutritionally. Before I found out about the Hashimoto's, I would get kind of an onion skin on my nails. They would grow a little bit, and like a week or 2 into that, it just split. I'm looking like, damn, what's going on? But this is keratin too. So that's when I realized my diet was out of order. I wasn't absorbing food properly. With Hashimoto's specifically, because it attacks your immune system, Your immune system is made in your stomach. So things that really support it are made in your gut. I was allergic to 3 things that were setting my body off, and it was dairy, soy, and wheat gluten. So those are 3 things that I can't eat anymore, not even trace amounts. Immediately, gas, upset stomach, headache, depression, mood instability. And like there's this whole list of things that kind of go on with my body when I have an allergy. Runny nose. With the soy, I actually get pelvic pain. So this is me at the grocery store, picking up everything. Reading. People hate to go to restaurants with me. That's my boo over here. People hate to go to restaurants with me. They're like, girl, oh, right. Let's go to the next slide. Let's talk about
share with your followers.
Your take off, like now, work on these. Iron and vitamin C help to increase the absorption of each other. You have to take them together. You don't want to be constipated, taking a bunch of iron. You got to take the vitamin C. The vitamin C will help your body break it down so it's not just sitting in your gut causing problems. But take them together, and whatever your dose is of your iron, get something really close to that with your vitamin C. They'll level each other out. I've been seeing more calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D combinations. If you can find those 3 together, great. We talked about low vitamin D and the low sebaceous glands. Cal and Mag, again, they help each other absorb really well. So as much as you can take those, great. They all work together for weight regulation and proper metabolism. So for my diabetics, it also reduces blood pressure. Black women are often chronically low in vitamin D, and a lot of us end up with high blood pressure along with, oh gosh, I mean, I think, I'm thinking of 5 women that are over 40 that are struggling with this. Another one that I've been bringing to the attention of a lot of my clients recently is biotin. It's a B vitamin. It restores the body after periods of malnourishment. So if you feel like you are one of these people that your nutrition is not quite on point, start eating better and start putting that biotin in. You'll notice a big difference with your nails, with your hair almost immediately. And let me make this point about the biotin. I say start maybe 1,000 milligrams, 3,000. Don't jump right to 5, because you can be like, oh yes, let me get this one. This one's great. If you have enough biotin and you take too much, the sebaceous glands will go crazy. Your face will start breaking out. So I tell people start low, and then give it a month or so, see if you react to it, and then you can go higher if you need to after that. That's important. Let's also talk about balancing our hormones. I am learning just through research that Black women tend to have a lot of estrogen. I think it's just how we're made. So if you are struggling with, and I have this too, endometriosis, fibroids, cysts, just issues with your breast, really find a doctor that you can trust, that you can talk to, that you can tell, okay, I don't quite feel 100%, and then talk with them and figure out how you can get there. I had 2 children in the space of about 4 years, and with each pregnancy, it rocked my body hard. I mean, to the point where I'm a little traumatized. I tell my daughter Olivia all the time, you are the caboose. Don't ask me for no more babies. I said, we will get a pet before we get Too much. All right, I'm going to wrap up. This is my information, Noir Salon, 8225A Georgia Avenue, 2nd floor. We're on the upstairs suite. We actually share the floor with a braiding gallery, so if you're transitioner, think of that. This is my email. It's cerobbins365@gmail. If you have more questions for me, hit me up in an email right quick. I can answer them back, shoot them back to you. I'm on IG, I'm on Instagram and Twitter at NoirBoss1. And Noir Salon is, we actually have a Twitter page with, not Twitter, I'm sorry, we have an Instagram page with that handle, Noir_Salon. And just find me under my name on Facebook if you're looking for me on there. I post all the time about hair stuff and the kids and shop and just, they know me, I'm so random.